Good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone today? I would like to welcome a special guest to the KoreCast Talking Games, DeuceMS. Hello, Deuce.
Oh, hello. I do that all the time. My mic's muted. I'm trying to host your channel and I can't it won't let me host it
Oh,
for some reason. I was working on it and I was like, "Oh, I haven't done that yet. Let me do that." Of course, last minute everything with me. No surprise.
very last minute, gotta be last minute about everything, right?
Yes. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I see you have a coffee cup.
Yeah, gotta have coffee,
Mhm. For sure.
especially when it's cold outside. I don't know if it's cold outside where you're at, but it's frigid here.
We got two
Um,
and a half inches of snow in central Mississippi last night. So,
oh wow, so
yeah.
nobody knew how to drive apparently, right?
Weird, man. It was so weird. It was like it just came out of nowhere. So,
Yeah. So I like to ask this important question. Give the stream and the podcast a overview of who you are and what you do.
so I'm DeuceMS. I'm from Mississippi. That's no surprise. MS is in my name, and that's really what it stands for. Is just Mississippi. It's just short. So, how I got the name, I'll just start with that, I guess. I needed a nickname. A buddy of mine gave me a nickname years ago. It was Deuce WTF at some point, and Microsoft changed their guidelines so you couldn't have anything offensive in your name. So I had to change it from Deuce WTF to Deuce MS is what I changed it to, and that's how that started. I worked in the sound production business for 15 years. I'm not a great sound engineer by any means, but I did fine. I was the front house guy. I started out as just a roadie, just moving cases, and then worked my way up to do monitors, and then moved out to front house and did live sound for a while. And then 2020 happened and basically shut down all shows. And I had been creating content, so I just went full in creating content, and here we are.
You decided to bite the bullet and jump feet first into the pool.
Uh,
Two metaphors that just don't make sense together.
no, no, not at all. But yeah, so basically that's it. I didn't really have a choice the way it worked out with scheduling around the house and family and all that kind of stuff. It just made more sense for me to be at home. So
Right?
when you make less money, you're the one that makes the career move first. So that's what
Right,
happened. So
exactly.
yep.
So what are some of your favorite style of games to play? I know that you mostly play simulation style games on your channel on YouTube.
I do. I play on YouTube is kind of a mix. I do play survival style games.
Yeah.
And I do throw in some I'm not good at city builders, so I try not to play city builders, but I end up playing city builders. It's more of a survival slash simulation. Twitch is more of farm sim, truck sim, that kind of stuff. So fishing sims. I played a little bit of Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm not good at it either. So
I would love to play Microsoft Flight Sim, but I'm not getting back my Game Pass anytime soon just for that one game.
that's the reason I signed up for the free month or whatever, and I played it for a month, and that was it. So, but I just can't justify spending that kind of money without having the money to buy a full setup with the yoke and everything. Like, it just wouldn't feel right, playing with a controller all the time. So, but yeah,
Right, right, right. I think my setup that I use for American Truck Simulator would probably be close to ideal for Flight Sim. 20 what was it, 2020 that came out?
I think they just called it Microsoft Flight Sim, the
Yeah,
new one.
yeah.
But yeah, it came
Uh,
out in 2020, I think. So
so very important, try to get this on early on now because it's like most people are like, "Oh, what game are they waiting most for right now?" And for me, one of my most weighted games is a simulator style game. I've said this countless times. I'm hoping the makers of it will hear me say how much I'm waiting for this and they give me an early access key. Kerbal Space Program 2.
I've heard a lot of people waiting on that. I am terrible at Kerbal Space, so I've never actually played it. I think I played a demo of it before it came out or whatever, but I realized that I know nothing about it, so I probably won't play that. But it's a
Uh,
fantastic game though. Watching people play is always fun. So
yeah, yeah. I'm over I'm over 1,000 hours in just the original. So,
oh yeah,
not knowing
yeah.
how to play it, yeah, all you do is strap rockets to a Kerbal Spud and see how high they go up.
Oh man, yeah. I just I've never played it. But I've watched people play over the years and it looks fantastic and it looks like it's a lot of fun. So I can see waiting on that one immensely. And I hope they do give you a key. Devs, give this man a key. Let him play it early. Come on.
So
God.
what is one of your games that you're waiting
Uh
impatiently
so
for?
so I've got over 120 games on my Steam wish list. I have I have and all of them except for two are to be announced. So I have a lot of games that I'm waiting on. Honestly, after playing Medieval's Dynasty, I'm waiting on Wild West Dynasty. That's my big wait. I'm waiting on Wild West Dynasty. So uh, that's that one in Sengoku Dynasty. Both of the Dynasty games started out with Farmers
Yeah.
Dynasty and then Lumberjacks Dynasty, and I wasn't a fan of them putting advancement in Lumberjacks Dynasty behind chapter walls. So you had to play so far into the
Oh
game to be able to
my.
unlock tools to use in the game. I wasn't a fan of that, but I do like what they did with Farmers Dynasty, and I do like the direction they're taking now, where they have dev teams for Toplitz Productions. They have dev teams that are separate from Toplitz that are building the games, and
Yeah.
Toplitz is the production company for it. So uh, Medieval's Dynasty has been a huge hit. I mean, it has. People love the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and it's just been a huge hit. And I'm really looking forward to Wild West because it's been developed by a different team as well, and then Sengoku is a different team. So I think if they can manage the production side of it, where they're promoting and all that kind of stuff correctly, I think it can be a great game. Both of those games. So.
I honestly say this, quite honestly, I've watched your playthrough of Medieval Dynasty and Crimson Fury's, Medieval Dynasty playthrough, and well, yes, I want that game. I don't know if I could actually afford the time to put into it like you guys do.
It's I'm down to once a week playing it, so I don't put quite the time in I used to, but um it is still very time intensive. You can rebuild and rebuild and rebuild all over the map. You don't have a dedicated spot you have to build in. No, you can't free
Mhm.
build buildings. They're kind of pre-planned blueprint buildings you put up and then hammer your stuff in, of course. But you can still build the village in any orientation you want, anywhere on the map. So
Yeah,
I think that ability has lended to the replayability of the game for the most part. So.
right, right. Replayability is a very key important thing about games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's a huge deal, and I hope they do it with Wild West and Sengoku Dynasty, and I hope the story is a little longer and a little more drawn out. You know what I mean? I hope they add more story to those two games because
Yeah.
Medieval's Dynasty story is kind of short, even though you can play it forever after that. But I liked the story and the lore they had going, and then it just you kind of get to an end pretty quickly, and it's like, man, that
I
I want
know.
more. I want more. So
I will admit this. There are some simulator games where it's like an open free sandbox simulator style game with a storyline that you can follow through. And you get to the end of that storyline and it's like you feel like, wait, I want more of this storyline. Give me more of this storyline because I've worked 40, 50 hours on this storyline alone. And now all I have to do is build a village or build X, Y, or Z. And you end up with like just sitting there going, ah, bored.
yeah, now what do I do? And that's kind of where I fell with season 4 so far because I'm in season 4 now. But I kind of fell into that. Now what do I do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now, kind of thing. So uh, I they added windmills and they added decorations to the interior, and I think that just rejuvenated my want to play the game because now you can get inside and decorate houses and stuff too. So, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. during your last was it your last one or the one before your last
The decorations, that
episode
was
of
the
her?
last stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was this past week. Yep.
Yes, I
But
did.
yeah.
I do watch you. I might not talk in your stream, but
I do that a lot. I'll pop in people's chat and just sit because a lot of the times I'm in and out, so I don't want to like, hey, how's it going, and then have to get up and walk off, and then
right, exactly.
and then come back. I was like, hey, how's it going, and then have to get up and walk off or tab out and do something else. Like, I'm usually if I'm sitting at my computer, I'm usually working on something, so I don't. I I I choose to lurk, but I do pop into people's channels and sit and lurk and watch and that kind of thing. So. Uh,
I think of it as a very social lurk, you know?
right, right, yeah. I'm there if anything is asked that everybody in chat goes, I don't know, and I know it, I'll answer it, but I
Right.
may disappear again for another hour. So it just all depends on what's going on for me. So
So I did ask you this, but I want to ask you this on the podcast. How did you come up with that neat logo, the D there?
oh, the D logo right there.
Yes.
So I was when I started making content, it was literally just throwing stuff on YouTube. Right, that's all I was doing. I was before that, I was actually speedrunning Trials Fusion, believe it or not. So I was doing
Wow.
that and I was streaming on Twitch, and that was like 2014, 2013, 2014. I was speedrunning Trials Fusion. Eighth in the world, by the way, on any percent runs, just so everybody knows. Not something
Nice.
a whole lot of people know. I don't think my community knows that, to be fair. But
I will say this, that is not an easy task right there. So 2
it's
thumbs
in a
up.
it may be ninth
Congrats.
in the world now, but it's official on speedrun.com, eighth or ninth in the world. So but anyway, so I was streaming and I didn't have a I didn't have a really a logo. It was kind of just a basic D logo or something. But
Mhm.
I started out with this blue D logo with like arrows that turned opposite ways. It was
Oh.
blue and yellow, and that was my color theme. And I was like, I need to rebrand completely and do something that is a little more eye friendly. And so I started playing with the colors, and I kind of turned my bright yellow into this orangish yellow kind of thing. And then I started playing with background colors, and black was the only thing that went with it to me that made sense. So,
Yeah,
but that's
I
how. I mean, I just literally just kept slapping stuff together, and I came up with just the D and then the circle, and that was it. So.
wow. Well, that's interesting. That is a fantastic interesting way of getting your image. Mine was a gift because I've been looking for to try to find a perfect star with letter M in it somehow, and
Right.
this is what one person came up with, so I'm using it. I'll be changing that here within probably a week to something else that was given to me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, this is probably the last rebrand I'll do because I really like this logo. I mean, when
yeah,
you have it put on canvas, it's probably your final form. So,
not
I,
necessarily. I mean, once you get to be making that millionaires bucks on YouTube,
I mean, we can hope, right? But
right, right.
that's the goal. I mean, that's the goal for everybody. I think that makes content, not necessarily to that's all you want out of it, but
No, no, no,
the end
no.
user goal is to get a return for the amount of work you put in, for sure. So,
Right, right, right,
yeah.
right. As I jokingly say, the most important thing is not how much money you put into it or how much money you get out of it. It's how well your community is and how your community and yourself interact with each other. It's like your community's part of you.
Right, right. Yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. I think that's something that a lot of people, um, and I say this as new content creators, just because when I started out, I saw a lot of people that were the same size as me. 20, 30 followers on Twitch, 20, 30 followers or subscribers on YouTube, and everybody was just talking about getting all those subscribers and getting all the followers and getting big and everything else. And I'm just going, why though? Like, if that's all you're trying to do out of this, what's the point? Right? I mean, if you're
right,
not trying to
right.
build a community of people that genuinely like hanging out with each other, what's the point?
Right, exactly. I always say my community's like my family.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I may just completely want to strangle them because, you wanna strangle your family sometimes.
right, yeah.
But in the end, you'll be there for them no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh
it's a weird feeling though. You have to the whole flash growth is great, but
Mhm.
overall, I mean, years to build a good community, right? I mean,
Right,
that's it takes
exactly.
years to build a good community. So, but flash growth is great because it boosts those numbers a little bit, and you might have one or two people trickle in that become long term, parts of your family or community. So, but I mean, the rush to growth is to me it only happens for a few people and it only works for a few people. So
See, my viewpoint is don't rush to become huge. Let it happen naturally. Let let yourself grow into that role.
yeah, because most people can't sustain it anyway. I hear one of my
No.
dogs. She needs her
It's
toenails clipped. I can hear her walking through it's coming through my mic into my headset. Anyway,
well,
uh,
I will say this, it's not being picked up on Discord right now, so.
yeah, this mic you have, didn't you pick up a wave? Yeah, there it is. Yep. So the mic is weird because just because it picks up in the microphone to your headset doesn't mean it
Yeah,
picks up on Discord or even on OBS or anything either. So it's got like that little bit of a uh,
there's that little
dead spot.
gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always hear stuff. I'm like, crap. Is it on stream or whatever? So, but yeah.
Uh, Actually, I was just about to ask this question, and as I tell everybody that I doing the podcast with, we're live on Twitch right now, and normally I have the community post questions. And this was actually going to be one of the questions I was going to bring up to you. What made you decide to start streaming on Twitch as well as YouTube?
Okay. So, like I said earlier, I streamed trials speedrunning, right? In 2014. And then when
Right.
I moved, I was without internet and stuff for over a year. So I was basically just gone. I disappeared for a year from the internet world. When I came back, I reconnected with Big Pace, which is a good friend of mine that I met playing Call of Duty years ago. I think playing Modern Warfare 2. And me and him
Mhm.
still talk to this day. We've been friends ever since. But he was big in the Twitch community. He's the reason I even got over on Twitch to begin with. He started a group called the Midnight Crew, and they ran DayZ servers for streamers. That's what they did. They made it a safe place for streamers. They made sure stream sniping wasn't happening, that kind of stuff. Um,
Nice.
but when all that ended, me and Pace kept gaming and playing stuff together. And I told him, I was like, man, I want to start making content. He goes, then start, dummy. He was like, "What are you waiting on?" And I was like, "Well, I don't really know what to post." He goes, "Anything, just record stuff and throw it up there, see what happens." So that's where it
Just
started.
just be
Uh,
yourself.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of where it started, and then it took me a while to find the um, kind of the games I wanted to. I think being a um, what's it? What's the word for it? Where you play multiple games. What's the word for it? My brain broke.
Variety?
A variety streamer, there we go. Being a variety streamer works, but, you have to in my opinion, you need to stay in some sort of subgenre of stuff, right?
Right.
So, you can't play Farm Sim and Fortnite on the same channel and expect it to boom, right? Because people are gonna watch your Fortnite stuff and not your farm stuff, or you're gonna watch your farm stuff and not your Fortnite stuff. So
Right.
staying in a survival simulator city builder type genre is where I landed, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Even though I'm playing the Elden Ring on on my YouTube channel right now, um,
Yeah.
doesn't really fit, and you can tell. Analytics show that it doesn't really fit. So I was streaming on YouTube, or I was making videos on YouTube, and I started streaming on YouTube, and then I started dual streaming because you can do that if you're not an affiliate. You can dual stream. Man, apparently my voice is just going this week. Like I spend 20 minutes talking, and it's like done. Yesterday, I was really feeling it. So you cannot on Twitch if somebody is an affiliate or a partner in the TOS, you cannot. And people do this, and they'll tell you, "Oh no, it's fine because it says after the stream ends." No, you're not supposed to be dual streaming your Twitch streams. They have the rights to your content for up to 24 hours after your stream ends.
Exactly. But one thing that Twitch's TOS does allow is part before you become an affiliate, you can dual stream. And after you become a partner, you can get signed off to dual stream.
You can, but not the people that I see doing it, I don't think are big enough to have any kind of deal with Twitch. And those deals only come about for content creators that are big enough that it's not going to impact Twitch's income. So, from what I understand anyway. But uh so I was dual streaming, and then I didn't even apply for affiliate. They just sent me an email and said you're able to apply for affiliate. You know, you're accepted into the affiliate program if you choose to. Click this link. Blah blah blah. If you're an
Yep.
affiliate, you know how it goes, which you are, so you know how it goes.
Yep.
So I it took me about 3 or 4 weeks, almost a month of just thinking about it and really considering my options because that would cut me down to either YouTube or Twitch or streaming on Twitch and just uploading the VODs to YouTube, which typically don't do well.
Right.
It's been studied by bigger creators that have that this is what they do. They study the analytics side of everything, and they do help videos and stuff. It doesn't do anything for small content creators for the most part, unless you
No.
have like some wild viral clips of stuff that go viral, right? It
Right.
doesn't really help. So it came to the point where it was like while I'm doing shows, I can upload videos to YouTube, and then when I'm home, I can stream at night on Twitch. So
Yep.
that's kind of where
Yep.
I landed, and for the last 4 years, that's what I've been doing. So,
Oh, that's good. There is a comment about Elden Ring being a
oh,
simulator.
okay, okay.
This comes from somebody, I think, from your community here. Bone13 states Elden Ring is a kind of simulation, a simulation of death multiple times.
It is a death simulator. It really is. Yeah. I mean, they should have just named it that. They would have sold more copies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
it is definitely a death simulator. That's exactly what Elden Ring is.
Also, Bone13 wants me to ask you about your acting jobs.
My acting jobs.
Yeah. It's the comment is you should ask Deuce about his acting jobs.
So I did voice acting for the role of Hunter in the series Welcome Home that Bone actually wrote. So and that is my only acting credit other than acting like a moron on stream every day. So
Hey, I
it's not
will
really
say
acting.
this. Right? Um,
It's just me, guys. It's just people think it's an act. I'm really just that scatterbrained, honestly.
when you dual stream, did you get both chat messages to appear on stream? That was from
So
the Raging Clue. So,
so I never there were times that I would have chat up on screen before the days of chat playback, but very rarely. I think in the beginning when I was dual streaming, I used Restream, and yes, I did get both chats on stream. You can do that with you could do that then with YouTube and Twitch, but
ah,
I think something changed with YouTube's API for Restream because here recently, I tried to uh, dual stream with YouTube and Trovo and get both chat on screen, but only Trovo showed up on the YouTube side. YouTube's API
right.
wouldn't allow it to port out. So I think something changed in the YouTube API from 2 or 3 years ago to now because
Well, they're constantly updating their API,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
keeps messing everybody's software up.
yeah.
Yes, I'm aware of both of those people. Both both of you are okay. Okay. Crimson was like Bone13 is a YouTuber and 1/4 of the Syndicate.
Yeah.
Deuce is also 1/4 of the Syndicate.
Yeah.
So yes, I do know that Bone, you are part of the Syndicate. I was being a jerk. like my normal self. They removed the API to feed dislike and the like numbers. Yes, they did do that. That was annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that brings me up to a question. Or the key one of the key things that I brought you on for. We know that you're a YouTube creator, that you produce YouTube content right
Mhm.
now. You do quite well on YouTube content. I enjoy watching your YouTube content, but I do know that there was a dark history right now, just only what, a couple weeks old now, of you losing your channel
Yeah, yeah, that was stressful.
and the fight to get it back.
That was stressful. Um, so without going too deep into detail, basically, there's a few ways you can lose your YouTube channel. If you post content that's against TOS, they will take your channel
Yep.
down, and you'll have to figure out a way to contact them. And I'll tell you right now, if it ever happens to anybody's YouTube channel, go to Twitter at Team YouTube. My channel has been removed or hacked or whatever happens to it, and they will immediately. It's all automated for the first part of it, but they will get back to you. You'll have to follow Team YouTube on Twitter so they can DM you, and then after that, there'll be a series of messages, and then you'll start emailing with people, and you'll actually get somebody to email you, a person to email you, and you can actually ask questions to. So for me, I went out for a walk one day. I came back. I'm on my phone. My phone logs me out, and I was like, "That's weird." So I log back into YouTube. I'm listening to a podcast, oddly enough, and my phone logged me out, so I logged back in. And when I tried to log back in, it said your password has changed in the last hour. And I was like,
Oh.
"Well, that's weird." So I come sit down on my computer and I bring up, and I've already got my Medieval's Dynasty stream that day. I've already got it scheduled, and everybody's waiting, and there's people in chat, and I had to go log into my Shooting the Deuce channel to go, or my, I think I logged into Cletus, but my bot channel. But either way, I logged into one of them to just let everybody know, hey, I think my channel's been hacked. So I
Yeah.
don't know when or if I'll be live today, and I don't think people realize that was me. So I switched over to my Shooting the Deuce channel, but I mean, literally just a backup channel that in case something happens, I post there to let people know, which actually turned out that I needed it. So, but so basically, I was trying to wrap my head around what was going on and trying to figure out how it got hacked. I had no idea because I've been very careful over the last 6 years with content with a channel that I put content on. Well, not YouTube so much for the last 6 years, but I mean, yeah, I guess it is 2022, right? Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first upload I did was July 4th, 2016. So, but yeah, so over the past 6 years, I've been very careful not to click on weird links and all that kind of stuff because I don't want my channel getting hacked. And if you have a
Right.
Google account, then everything ties to Google, all your passwords save and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's very nerve wracking because you don't know what they have access to, right? So I changed all of my passwords on everything that I have, which is everything basically. Everything I do is online.
Right.
So I went and changed. I scrambled. I changed all of my passwords real quick. I couldn't get back into my YouTube channel, so I went on. I talked to Miss Deuce, and she told me, contact this person. So I contacted that person on Twitter because her account had been hacked the year before, and she finally got it back. And she's a huge YouTuber. She's a huge Twitch streamer. Um, but she was like, just message her on Twitter. She'll tell you how she started. And I was like, she's got like 100,000 followers on Twitter. She's not gonna message me back. And she was like, "Well, you can try." So I sent her a message on Twitter, and I was like, "All right, well, we'll see. Let's see how she started the process."
Right.
So about an hour later, she sent me a message back, and she was like, "I at Team YouTube on Twitter," and then they got back to me, and it was a couple hours, and then we started emailing back and forth, and I ended up getting my channel back. I hope, wish you the best of luck. Let me know if you need anything else. And I was like, "Wow, I did not expect that." So, Pokemon Master Holly, thank you for getting back to me because otherwise I would have spent days trying to figure this out. But
Right.
at Team YouTube on Twitter, start the whole process, emailing back and forth. They were really vague in what they were asking me to do to start with, but at some point, it got a little bit better with clarification on the steps I needed to take to do things because they're asking you to do this and delete that and that kind of stuff, and it's like I don't want to delete stuff on my channel though, So, um,
Right.
but
Exactly.
at some point they get to the point, and then They realized they admitted pretty early on that my channel had been compromised. So they were like, "Yes, you're going to get your channel back. We just have to put you in queue." And a lot of channels got hacked at the same time, right around that time. So, um,
Wow.
but the stressful part of it is, I don't make a whole lot of money, right? I mean, people think, "Oh, if you just sit around and do YouTube, you must be well off." That's not the case at all. We struggle like everybody else does. Um, I'm fortunate enough to do enough here that it covers basic bills, and I'm very very thankful for that. But
Yep.
losing the main source of income, which is YouTube, because ad revenue,
Right,
passive
right.
income, just sitting around, people clicking on videos and watching an ad. That's the main source of my revenue. Not super chats, not members, not subscribers on Twitch, and not bits. Ad revenue is the main source of my income, and I lost that for a solid month, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna get it back. So I was
Right.
like, "All right, O'Reilly's, let's fill out that application." Like, I mean,
Oh,
I was getting ready to go get a job, man. Like, I was scared. I was terrified. But got it back, lost a month's worth of work and a really bad reputation because my channel got changed to MicroStrategies, which is an actual company. It's an actual
oh
company. They're
man.
verified on YouTube and Twitter and everything else. So I got a trademark strike on my channel, which got it taken down. Of course, they took all that off when they realized that it was, you know,
It was part of the
yeah,
bots or
yeah.
the hacker
So,
group.
but getting it back was a blessing. Everybody thought I'd jump right on there, but I already had a stream scheduled on Twitch, so I was like, still doing my. I'm not changing my schedule for this because I'll have it back and I'll get everything straightened back out. But man, they screwed my channel up though. They privated pretty much. I've got over 2,000 videos on my YouTube channel, and they
Yeah.
privated about 1,500 of them. So uh,
Wow.
yeah, and there's some members videos. There's some videos that were just unlisted because I had them linked elsewhere, so they weren't visible on the YouTube search and all that kind of stuff. Nothing bad, of course. They were just set for different reasons. So I had
You're
to
right,
go through
right.
all 2,000 videos and reset everything the way I had it. It took about 3 days. I did it in a hurry.
Wow.
It took about 3 days, but yeah, very thankful to have it back. I'm very thankful for the YouTube community that stuck around or came back because a lot of people, I told everybody in Discord, I was like, just go unsub. If you're a member, drop the membership before the channel gets banned. That way you can do it now before anything happens. I'd rather you
Right.
do that and because I don't know what's going to happen with it. So, but yeah,
Right.
very thankful for the support on Twitch in the meantime. Because everybody started kind of moving over to Twitch a little bit at night and during the day because I just replaced my YouTube streams with Twitch streams. So,
Well, I
uh,
mean, at least you had a way to contact some of your community
right.
using your Discord and Twitch. And one thing that Crimson always reminds me of, I mean, Crimson's is my better half, better portion of my nightmares than myself. uh, but she always tells me, make sure to remind people to follow you, not just in one spot, but follow people in on their Twitch, their Twitter, their Facebook, whatever they have, social medias. That way, if something like what happened to you happens, at least you have an outlet to say, "Hey, I got compromised."
People don't realize how important it is to follow a content creator that it might not be your favorite content creator, just somebody that you enjoy watching from time to time. Follow them on at least another platform other than whatever you watch on mainly. And
Yep.
that's the reason right there. Because if a channel gets compromised, you have no idea. There were people on YouTube that just now are commenting on my channel, and I've had it back since the 24th of February. And they're just now leaving comments. Oh, glad to see you're back. What happened? It's like,
Exactly.
dude, I tell everybody every day there's a million links below. I have Discord, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have Gitter, I have Rumble, I have all of the alternate sites as well. Like I have all these sites, and you have no idea what's going on because you only follow on YouTube. That's it. You don't even
Right.
follow my other YouTube account. I mean, my other YouTube channels. Go follow one of my other YouTube channels. You know what I mean? Like, go subscribe there. Like, if you don't make that connection with a streamer, then there's no point even hitting the subscribe button.
Exactly.
If you're gonna subscribe, follow them somewhere. Discord's free. Jump on Discord. I mean, it's the only way to make sure that you have information on the content creator that you enjoy watching. So
Right. Exactly. Uh, Another question from the audience here. What was your favorite game series of all time that you have streamed?
Oh, that I've streamed. Uh, Favorite game series of all time that I've streamed.
Uh, if I had to guess what your favorite one is, it is Iron Smith because you just loved how it started out. I'm
Honestly,
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
honestly, that's
It
not
was your
bad.
new one.
Uh, it's not a bad game though. Honestly, it's really not. But
Well,
my favorite series. So when you say when they're asking series, I wonder if they mean like a trilogy or a game franchise or something like that. My thinking is whatever, like even if it's episodic or if it's a story based game or whatever. My favorite game that I've ever played, number one, probably East Shade, EASTSHADE, East Shade. This number two would be, and it's a very close second here to be a number one. They might be tied. Is Firewatch, believe it or not. And I didn't stream those. I made
oh,
videos on those, but they're both Oh no, I streamed East Shade. I take that back. I did stream East Shade, but I made videos on Firewatch. Both beautifully fantastic games. Really well written stories. The art styles
yeah.
are drastically different, but drastically awesome at the same time. So, um, yeah,
A
East
multiple
Shade.
streamed series that he has played, probably streamed multiple times or
Yeah,
played multiple
so East
times.
Shade
So
Firewatch. East Shade Firewatch probably, again, very close to being number one and two together. I would say they're probably tied, honestly, because
okay,
they're
and
both fantastic games. So
yes, I've heard good things about Firewatch.
it's a beautifully written story. It is fantastic, but East Shade is just as good too. East Shade is fantastic.
What is one thing that you would want? Oh my god, I need to reword this so my brain can comprehend. My brain know English today.
My brain never English. uh,
What is one thing you want to do to improve your channel?
uh, Oddly enough, make more content, and not just more content, but specific content. So I mean, I stream on YouTube during the day. I stream on Twitch at night. On Fridays, I stream twice on YouTube, and then some Saturdays I stream on Twitch as well. So I'm already doing a lot, but I want to make um, subject specific content, and I'm just trying.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm testing it out with a couple of recordings um, to try to see where my timeline fits because you do have to fit everything into a timeline when you have family and everything else going on. So but I want to make one at least one topic specific video on a game a week. So
That sounds great. That sounds fantastic. I mean, at least one topic specific. That sounds like a very honorable goal right there to do.
and that's just, I mean, that's a start, right? I don't want to go over two, but I would like to have my streams as normal and then two uploads a week to YouTube too. So very
Right.
very tough to do. Just trying to schedule out that, and a lot of times I catch myself staying up to 2, 3 in the morning and then sleeping till 9, 10 o'clock, and it's like, well, I start streaming at noon, so I'm out of time, So I've got to get, which I don't get done streaming until 12:15, 12:30 anyway on Twitch. So I mean, it feels like I don't have enough time in the day. I just
I
somebody want to give me
fully
about another 8 hours. I'll get you some more content, but
I trust me on this. I fully understand that. It's
right. I
like
mean, you
there's
work what?
never enough time.
You work full time and do Twitch, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yep. I do
which
full
your audience
time.
knows this. So,
I do minimum of 40 hours a week. Right now we're doing tons of overtime. My audience already knows this. They already know that until I can break away from there and say, I'm done with this place, eh, to give them more content, I have to do it the way I am.
right.
So yeah, uh you go to bed early, Deuce. Is Crimson's response.
It depends on your time. It depends on your time scale, right? I mean, you got to think. Normally, my hours are: I'm done streaming at 12, 12:30. I'm in bed by 1:30. I'm up at 6:30 or 7 again. So, I mean, that's my normal schedule. But the past couple weeks, since the YouTube thing happened, it fried my brain. So my schedule's been all kind of wacky. But my typical
You'll
schedule is like 4.5, 5 hours of sleep a night, and then back up doing it again. So.
you'll get
Uh,
back there.
Hopefully, I mean, I hope not. Really, I like sleeping in. It's kind of nice.
Another
Uh,
question from the same person that's been asking a lot of questions. You'll probably have a lovely chat with them later about all of this
Somebody
type of
else ask
stuff.
a question. I don't like this bone guy. Somebody else ask. Dang.
He's like, I want to get to the real roots and meats and potatoes of this, even though I can probably talk to you quite easily
Me and him were
whenever
talking
they want.
before the podcast, actually.
He,
And I told him, I was like, dude, I
Bones
got to
like
go
I
do
can.
this podcast thing. You gonna watch? He's like, yeah, I'll be up there. I was like, all right, cool. So
Well, I'm glad he came along with you.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I can't help. I'm the only one asking. Hey, I mean, somebody else
r-
ask a question. We're tired of hearing from Bone. Never tired of hearing from the community. Anyway, what was the question? Sorry,
right,
I
right,
interrupted
right.
you.
The question was to improve your farm sim gameplay. What would you like to do that the game does not allow?
Ooh, this is a really good question because there's many things people want out of farm sim, and a lot of it they've put in the game. So, uh,
I've been looking at getting Farm Sim 2022.
2,
Is it?
yeah, the new one,
I've been looking at getting it because my game style has always been community based games,
right?
and I know Farm Sim allows for that type of stuff. So,
Yep, you
what
can
would
have
you
up to a
change
16.
about it?
You can have up to a 16-player server. That does not mean only 16 people can be connected. That means only 16 people can be playing it at the same time. So you could have your entire community on the server. I know I could because my community for farm sim on Twitch is the people that actually play is about 16. So my
Nice.
entire community could get on the server at one time. But so you can have everybody on playing with you, and it's a lot of fun once you get past the learning curve of how the game actually works. The one thing I
Right.
would add to the base game of Farm Sim, if I could, would be GPS. The reason is because real farms have GPS. It's not a DLC.
Right.
It's not a mod. It's a real farm. They have GPS. Most big farms or even medium-sized farms have GPS software because
Right.
it is statistically you save money. You're way more efficient with GPS. You don't waste gas
Hmm.
or time because you're not running over the same spots. You're not replanting over the same lines. So I mean, you're staying everything's staying where it's supposed to be. GPS is the one thing that Farm Sim should have added to the base game. They put seasons in base game. They put the AI help. They actually have them now where you can have them drive from one place to the other and not just drive up to a field and push H and let them work the field. Now you can actually have them drive and deliver grain and all kinds of stuff, which is great. GPS should have been added to the game. That would
Oh,
be the
that
one
that
thing.
that sounds like they've already massively improved from I think it was Farm Sim 20 or Farm Sim 17 that I
19.
last played.
Oh, that you last played. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The 19 was an improvement, but 22 is a huge improvement. But the one thing that I would add, and I know that they were working hard on trying to get seasons in, and they were working hard on the AI system. So I forgive them for not getting GPS in, but come on, Giants, as a partner, I'm going to need you to put in GPS.
Right, right. I fully agree with that. That sounds like it would be a very good improvement.
That would be a huge improvement. And here's why: not for PC players, because PC players can go get the GPS mod.
Yeah.
For console players, because they can't, because GPS is a script mod. Consoles can't run scripts, so people on
Mm.
console want to play with GPS too. Just put it in the base game for 24. I don't know what they're doing now because they used to run the PC and the console games were the odd numbers, and then the mobile game was the even numbers.
Yeah.
And now the even number is the PC and console. So I don't know what they're doing with the next. Anyway, the next one, put GPS in, please. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking.
Right, right. So hopefully in the next one they do improve that.
Right.
Uh, nobody wants to know who inspired you.
Who inspires me?
Yes.
Uh, who do I aspire to be like? I aspire to be like myself. Uh, because aspiring to be like somebody else is not going to get you anywhere. It'll get you a short run, but in the long run, you gotta develop yourself. You gotta develop your own character. And I say character in two ways: your character as a person and your character as a persona, if that's what you choose to do online. I choose to be DeuceMS. I'm just me. I don't have a. I'm not Doctor Disrespect. I don't have a character that I play. I'm just me. So
It-
um,
for I will say this, for those that do those streams where you're this high energy, off the wall psychopath type character, good on you. I
mhm.
can't do that. I've got to be myself. Like I've always been told, you first got to be yourself before anything else. But I mean, if you can do it, go for it.
Well, I mean, I
Um,
think I think in that aspect, he's the one that does it right because it doesn't
yeah,
matter if he's going out to a football game, a basketball game, if he's going out to dinner, he is dressed up as Doctor Disrespect if he's on camera, right? It doesn't matter where he's
right,
at. So he did it right, and that's the reason he's as big as he is. Whether you like him or not, whether you like his content or not, you cannot argue the guy nailed it. He nailed it.
right,
But if
right,
you're not
spot
going to be
on.
a character, don't be half and half, right? Stay true to yourself, good character, have good character as a person. But also, if your persona online is a slight variation of you, which mine is a slight variation, typically in real life, I don't like people. I don't like talking in public. I don't like being around people. I don't like crowds. I get slightly nervous in crowds, believe it or not. Like doing sound, being
Mhm.
out front, being around thousands of people, that never bothered me because I had a soundboard and I had a band and that's what I was focused on. But if I
Right,
had to
right.
walk through the crowd, I was always, it was always kind of, it
Uh,
made me a little nervous. But
shifty
yeah,
eye,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like I don't trust people. I just don't trust people. So,
right,
but
right.
I would say, aspire to be yourself. Aspire to be whatever persona that you're trying to portray. Even if it's an evil persona, be good at it. Do that. Who inspires me? Um, Miss Deuce inspires me, honestly. She works way harder than I do. She is a very, very solid person to have in my life. So
Oh,
she's the
that's
one that
good.
every time I've gone, I don't know if this has any point to it anymore. I just kind of want to quit. She's always the one that goes, go stream. So so she is the inspiration for me continuing to do what I do. And
uh,
my community, honestly, my community inspires me. In the non-personal aspect, they're the inspiration for me because it's like I see them all getting together and chatting and having a good time, and that's an inspiration to me. Is seeing everybody come together. So that was a
right.
really long answer for that. My apologies.
No, 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 no. That is perfectly on point. What I wanted to hear. A couple more questions I have before we can start wrapping up here.
Okay.
One, what would you recommend would be the best way to get started as a YouTube streamer?
Start making content. That's
Just
that Big Pace. Yeah, Big Pace told me that, and he's somebody that at the time was very in touch with the Twitch community and kind of the way things worked. And again, this was years ago. This is almost 10 years ago now. But just start making content.
all
Again,
right.
pick something that you have a passion in. Right, pick a game or a genre that you have a passion in, not something that you think is going to get clicks. Because trust me, just because you think it's going to get clicks, people can tell whether or not you enjoying it. So make sure that you enjoy the game or enjoy the content. If you want to make money, make a reaction channel. Do reaction videos of music and TV shows and all that crap. If you want to make,
I hear Reddit videos are the best way to go nowadays.
yeah, any kind of reaction channel at all. Make one of those if you want to make money and grow your content, grow your channel quickly, because all those seem to do really well. No matter what it is, they seem to do well. If you want to have
Reacting
fun,
to your grandmother's odd outfits.
right,
What?
right. Again, make a reaction channel of some sort if you want to grow quickly and be famous. No, not really. Not everybody that has a reaction channel grows. But
Y-
that's always my joke, though. Is make a reaction channel if you want to make money. if you like to play games, making gaming channel. If you want to have fun and grow a community. So, uh,
Right.
but the two key things I would say to anybody starting out: uh, learn OBS very well, or Streamlabs OBS, whichever one you plan on using. Whatever software you're using to stream and record, learn it before you start really getting into it. Right? Make some practice videos. Learn your editing software if you're editing. Buy you a microphone that sounds good. These don't use these. Most
Oh,
headsets you have are cheap and they don't sound good.
I would recommend if you're starting out and you can only not afford a mic like what I have. Mm. uh, this my Corsair one had
That's a
really
good
good sound
headset.
quality.
Yeah, that's a good headset. This is an Arctic 5, a Steel Series Arctic 5. It's got good sound quality. But somebody was nice enough to gift me this. Hang on, I have junk laying everywhere. So before that, I had this. This is an
Oh man.
Audio-Technica AT2020. It's a USB mic, so it's straight USB. There's no software needed. These are way cheaper than they used to be, and they sound fantastic. The first 3.5 years I made content, I made it with that. No software, no extra soundboard, no nothing. I plugged it straight to my computer. I used the gate on my streaming software, recording software, to kill all the background noise when I wasn't talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn your gain way down on your Windows settings, and that's it. That's all you got to do.
Oh, when I plugged this thing in, I found that out like real quick. Turned my
Yeah,
gain from the 100% it was
yeah.
at down to I think I have it at 17.
Mine's at 5, and we have the same mic. So yeah, mine's at
Yeah.
5. So yeah, turn your gain way down. Get you a basic good mic. Spend $100 and get you a good microphone if you don't have a good headset.
Yeah.
And then other
Uh
than that, I mean, if you're gonna use a camera, my camera is like 7 years old and crappy. I want to get one of the new Elgato face cams that they just came out with.
yes,
That's
yes,
I'm
same
saving
here.
up for that, but that's what I'm looking to get because they have really good quality. And full screen, these cameras just don't look good. But this is one of the old Logitech 1080s or whatever it is.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but
those are really it's a lot better than the one camera that I have. My camera is a 1080p camera.
yeah,
1080p 30 frames. You can
yeah,
see how it's
yeah. But so if you're gonna use a camera, get it. I mean, get one of the Logitechs. They work okay. Lighting is the biggest thing. Make sure you have good lighting, and you can do it
yes.
with cheap lights. You can do it with a friend of mine streamed, and he used the foam plates over some tin lights to make
Oh.
the diffuser with foam plates because it diffused the light, and that's what he used for his lighting because it was cheap, right?
Hmm.
So but just make sure your lighting looks good. Get you a
Right.
halfway decent camera if you're going to use one. Good audio is the main thing because if your audio doesn't sound good, people are not going to listen to you. So, uh,
Audio first,
yep,
then visual if you're ever going visual.
yep,
And then actually before both or after audio, content.
yeah,
Anything that you like that's the next important thing you need to focus on. Content. And that's my viewpoint.
yeah. No,
Like
that would be it. Yeah, audio
and
and then
then
try to pin down
video.
content. Yeah, and then video. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, there's a lot of times where people are like, I don't want to ever see this person's face.
That's true. That's true. I've actually had people tell me they only subscribe to my YouTube channel because I don't use my face cam. So I mean, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I use it on Twitch now. I didn't for the longest, and I did for the longest, and I didn't. But yeah,
Well, I use my face cam on Twitch because, well, if I don't, people would go,
a lot of coffee.
man, he's angry, it seems like. Let's clear up these last three questions from
Okay,
the audience.
all right. I know you try to keep
I
these in a time
uh,
frame, so I'll try to keep the answer short.
Oh, I try to keep them in a time frame, but I do know that you have something upcoming here in about a couple minutes. So, a premiere on your channel.
Do I?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
your premieres. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. That's 2 days from now.
that's on Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna be out of
I
town,
was
so
like I was like,
I'm
"Oh wait."
gonna be out of town on Monday, so I
I was like,
had to
"Oh," I
record
was
a
like
video.
I saw that and I was like, "Wait. He has a
I do
premiere
have
at 1
laundry to
o'clock."
get
I
done
was like
before Miss Deuce gets home, and I do need to stream. But yeah, yeah,
But we'll wrap up a little bit quicker so you can get the laundry done so Miss
okay,
Deuce doesn't start throwing stuff at you.
right. She will too. She'll keep me in line.
Um, if you had to give one piece of advice to all streamers, what would it be?
Um, whatever you're trying to accomplish, be true to it. So whether or not you're a character, whether or not you're yourself, be true to that. Own it.
Okay.
Just own it.
Own who you are.
Yep.
All right. Which accomplishment are you most proud of?
My community, as far
What
as
about a
content creations, the community that I have, man, is awesome. I'm so proud to say that I have such a wonderful community that backs me and backs each other, and that I was somehow a part in that is just amazing to me. So,
yeah. What game or games are you planning to play stream once it comes out or next if it's already out?
Wild West Dynasty, same thing. I'm looking forward to. That's the
Uh,
next thing I'm really gonna be streaming. So,
I pretty much could have figured that was going to be it because I've seen previews for that and I was like, man, that just looks so good. And it's like part of me goes, man, I wish I could do those simulation slash survival style games, but my community has been built on community style games,
right,
hanging out with the community, you know.
right.
Uh, the outhouse community is pretty darn awesome.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Outhouse community. Well, I would say uh, that reminds me of an old Mel Brooks joke, which I can't go into. All right, so where can people find you? Where can people find you? And what socials would you like them to follow you on?
So all social platforms, I am DeuceMS except for Instagram. I am DeuceMS1, the number one. Uh, YouTube.com/DeuceMS. Twitch.tv/DeuceMS. You can find me everywhere as DeuceMS except for Instagram as DeuceMS1. I'm even on all the crazy alternative sites, Gitter and Rumble and what's the other one? There's another one somewhere, video platform. DeuceMS on
Mm,
everything. So if you want to find me anywhere, DeuceMS. I think all of my DMs are open on everything. So if you ever have any questions or comments or you just want to tell me I suck, I don't care. Send me a message. I'll be happy to read it. I may not respond, but I'll be happy to read it.
Anytime Fitness was we follow you to other channels, do some haha, even watching while at a car show.
uh, I mean,
Well,
eh, again, good community, right? I mean,
yeah,
you have to be humbled by that, honestly. Like people that grow their communities and just act like they don't care, something's wrong with those people. Like you gotta if you don't care, then what's the point? But yeah,
I care about every member of my community. I honestly do. And like I honestly had to do one of the hardest things for my community, banning a longtime member of the community just recently because of a violation. And while it hurts, but rules are rules. You gotta follow those. So
right, right, yeah, for sure.
Um, let's see here. Do you have any questions for me? That's a new segment. Any questions for the Malcord?
Yeah, yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
Uh, when did you start doing the podcast?
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago. How do you plan? What is your plan for the future of the podcast? Do you plan on getting game devs, other content creators in, people that may not even be content creators, but maybe like their social media managers or something? Do you plan on trying to get any of
I
that done?
I would love to get social media managers in, as long as we can talk game related.
Welcome to the
Uh,
DeuceCast.
yes, welcome to the DeuceCast. I plan on getting social media people in. I am in talks with a good friend of mine, trying to get him scheduled in here, uh, for for a thing, and he is a game developer.
Cool, cool.
Uh, I'm trying to keep him a secret as long as possible until the day it happens. Like that's my ultimate goal is like surprise, here he is. Because if I immediately drop his name in a lot of things and it didn't happen, I would feel like I've shafted my community because a lot of my community be like, "You got them."
Right.
And
Yeah, you don't want to get
of
people's
of
hopes up
course,
either. So.
Crimson, you know who it is because Crimson, you're in contact with his secretary for me.
Of course, you know who it is.
Of course, she knows.
uh,
I'm open to bribery.
uh,
Gotta love personal secretaries. They'll sell your secrets for a few tuppence.
oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. They'll give it
um,
right away.
my goal is if I can get a content creator, any content creator that wants to stop in and hang out, I will gladly welcome them in. Um, I I luckily met you through Crimson because you were having internet issues one time, and I tried helping you as best I could.
And you were pretty much down the middle on the reasoning, but it was not on
Yeah,
my
I
end. It
was
was on the
well,
the ISP's end. So
yeah, yeah. I did not know where it lied, and I was like, I think there might be an issue between where you're at to where they're at. So,
right,
and it was closer to where they were at that
right.
was the issue. So let's see here. Bones asked me a question for the Malcor. Where do you see the interviews going? The overall plan of these, is it always going to be about gaming? Is it always going to be about gaming? The name of this podcast is the KoreCast Talking Games. So yes, I'm going to try to keep it about talking about games. Will I do a political one? Maybe it might be KoreCast Talking Politics, and that one will get my talking games banned, and
Yeah,
because I will upset one side or another, and they'll all just jump on me like, "We hate you." Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. Don't ask my opinion because neither side's gonna
Um,
like it. So.
where do I see these interviews going? I like to keep these interviews going towards video games, video game content creation, anything in the gaming sphere, because there's going to be people listening to this podcast about gaming. And I'm sure people would love to hear from people like Deuce, like my other two guests that I've had on. Like some of my biggest listen to on all major platforms have been my very first interview that I did and my second episode of Talking Games, where we were talking about Saints Row, Self-Made, and a couple other games that was coming out that we all were interested in. So I see me talking more about games and stuff. Like I would love to have I would love I'm gonna propose this right now. Since Bone is in chat, you're right here. I would love to do as long as possible of a podcast, depending upon you guys. We might even have to break it down to multiple episodes of the Syndicate uh talking games episode. But that's up to you guys.
That'd be wild. Have the whole Syndicate crew here?
Yeah, the whole Syndicate.
That'd be wild.
Because
I don't know if you ever saw any of the things we did. Like
I already have a laundry list of questions for that.
if you we did like so we did some that we put out on Saturdays a while back where we talked new upcoming movie trailers, new upcoming
I
games or
know.
whatever. And it was always unless we had one person hosting, right? And then kind of directing the chat, it was always all of us just talking over each other. So it
Hey,
was it was always the
that would
best,
be fun. That would be always be fun. Always welcomed here.
but it would be fun
I
for sure, I think.
I would love to invite you back, Deuce, again whenever you were wanting to come
Okay.
back. Bone, you're always welcome to be on Talking
Bone,
Games as
bone,
well.
bone, bone, bone.
I mean,
Get him on here.
I do have an open slot next week. I mean,
Do it.
if all else fails, I can just always go to uh talking with a couple of my channel mods about upcoming games that are coming out again. Which trust me on this, that is always a big draw right now. And maybe even um gameplay mechanics that of games. New game release. Hey, Bone, whatever. Whenever works out for you, get in contact with Crimson. She's been handling my scheduling now because that makes it a little bit easier on me.
Having somebody to help you out is a huge deal. Huge
Yeah.
deal.
But yes, I would love to welcome you guys whenever you guys want to come on to KoreCast Talking Games. Who knows? Deuce, you're always open to another time. Maybe next weekend we can do it again and talk about
We'll
game
see. Yeah,
mechanics.
we'll see. I don't know. Next weekend may not work either.
Well,
'Cause
I'm
then we'll be out of
just
town most of the week. Yeah, yeah, I
because
got you. I got you.
because he brought up talking about game mechanics. That actually sounds like an interesting topic that would hurt a lot of people's heads. Malcore is not an organized person. Me, I have OCD. Yes, Crimson does have
Uh,
OCD, and I do have that.
oh man, I am the most unorganized person in this household too. So don't feel bad. You see this? That's a level, a hammer, an Oculus over there, a squid. Like there's just random crap in my office everywhere. So, uh,
Well, it's always good to keep a level around to make sure that the piles that you're making from random subjects isn't getting too out of level.
you got to make sure all that pile of cables over here is good.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Uh, gotta record that after this. Yes. Let's see here. I cannot think of any other questions. How else? Yep, gotta stay level-headed.
Yeah.
How else is you gonna know?
It keeps me
So
level.
so once again, Deuce, thank you for being here. You have been an awesome guest. I do want to thank you for being here. I do hope to see you again here soon.
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely. It's a pleasure being here.
anytime you feel like coming back on, just shoot me a message or Crimson a message. I again, Bone, you, Deuce, the other members of the syndicate need to get together and like we all work together on what weekend would work, and we could all just have a crazy good time talking about bad game mechanics.
For sure. For
We
sure.
we
Well, it
we
was a
can
pleasure.
call
It
it.
was an honor.
All right. And until next time, man. Later. As I say, later, Gators.